racist towards white people? I think we should
not
ask
in a way
the
that's like
What about the Asian people?
super,
I actually loved that piece earlier, but I couldn't say anything.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there, Grace, if you want to continue.
like you could call it racism by the definition of racism, but I think it's completely different because of the history.
So if I'm willing to grant that if we're talking about different kinds of racism, like, so I think there's like individual racism, but then there's like the systemic racism that I think you're alluding to. I think I'd probably be absolutely prepared to agree and grant that black people in this country have faced certain systemic racism that like white people haven't, like case in point, slavery.
Yeah.
Case in point, like other things I could cite to.
Yes.
But like when I'm thinking of racism, I think it can occur on the micro and the macro level. So the macro level would be like slavery, right? Macro. Micro level would be like a black person goes up to a white person, actually doesn't go up to them, is sitting behind them on a transit, on a train, and while stabbing them to death, stabbing a white woman to death, says something about their skin color and calls, I don't know, what was the thing with the train, what was the girl's name?
He said something along the line of
White devil,
I got that
or
white.
I got that white bitch.
Yeah.
Could that be evidence of a racially motivated, a racist incident?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So perhaps, I don't know if this is a middle ground here, black people more so than white people have faced more or most of the systemic discrimination in this country. Well, you might say all of it, but
Yeah.
on a micro level, white people can experience
Like
racism
Yeah, sure.
on
Yeah.
like a
It's just
well,
like so different, but
not
like
just
yes.
an individual level, but like it could be in other ways too. But how about this? Would this be an example of systemic racism? While Barack Obama was president of the United States, and you said earlier with your definition of I think either sexism or racism, was it prejudice? Racism equals prejudice plus power. Yeah. So Barack Obama being the executive, the top executive, well, excuse me, let me rephrase, being the leader of the most powerful country in the world, being the leader of the executive branch of the United States, the United States government, if he had a policy where he refused to hire white people in any roles in the White House, would this be a systemic oppression or a systemically racist policy?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, nothing else to argue with there. I think your final thing here, Grace, women can't be sexist towards men. Any revision there?
It's like the same
thing?
Same thing.
Same thing, okay. So a woman could like walk up to a dude and like stab him just because he's a man and she hates men, and this would be sexist for you.
Yeah.
But you don't think systemically that women have, that you think women have been more systemically oppressed than men have?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Hold on. Selena, any thoughts on any of those? Women can't be sexist towards men. People of color can't be racist towards white people. Anything there?
I mean, I think on those points, like, yes, by textbook definition, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Racism, sexism, yeah, that can exist to men, to white people.
Sure.
But when it comes to on a systemic and bigger scale, we just haven't seen that happen.
Because some people, and look, on the systemic front, I'll just, for the simplicity's sake, I'll go ahead and grant it. Like, yeah, probably it's the case that in some ways, well, at least with race, I think it's pretty clear cut to me that, yeah, there's definitely differences in like systemic oppression of black people. However, some people outright say you can't be racist as like a just broad overall statement. You can't, a black person can't be racist towards a white person. Do you agree with that?
I mean, there is a textbook definition of racism, right? And that's having a certain prejudice to a racial group. So, like textbook, right?
Text-
We can't argue with
I like
the
the
textbook
textbook
definition.
one, yeah. And then the same with women being sexist towards men. Like some people say women can't be sexist towards men because
I mean, I think
oppression.
I
blah,
think
blah,
with
blah.
those arguments, it's more nuanced. When they say can't be, I don't think they mean textbook definition can't be. I just think they mean on a larger scale, it just would not equate.
Sure.
That's why you need to reframe that, honestly. That's why I was talking about earlier about the needing to disagree, because we got to the same point.
And then going to Natalie. I thought you wrote Natalie.
Yeah, that's my real name.
Oh, that's your. You have our SoundCloud name. I get it. You just really quick on the people of color can't be racist towards white people. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I agree.
Are you talking like systemic level, or like, for example, can like a person who's Latino walk up to a white person and like really dislike white people and like stab them to death? Is that racist?
I don't believe in reverse racism.
You don't believe in reverse racism. What about like
Racism.
What about between differing groups of people of color? So like, can a black person be racist towards an Asian person? Into the mic.
I guess.
Can a Mexican or what's the categorization? Can somebody who's Latino be racist towards a black person?
I guess.
Okay. Can an Asian person be racist towards white people?
Can an Asian person be racist towards white people?
Yeah.
I don't think you can be racist towards white people.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Black people, Native Americans, whatever other racial group. Okay. So like that instance where there's that girl who was on like the train or the transit or whatever, and the black guy sitting behind her like stabs her to death, and like while he's stabbing her to death, he's saying like, "I got that white bitch."
I think white people invented racism.
Sorry, what?
White people invented racism.
True.
Wait, hold on. Are you, just to be clear,
we're
I
back.
just, hold on.
I said what I said. Doesn't make it make sense.
Hold on.
Still
You're
say
not
it.
gonna like this. So actually, I think you do realize that in Western countries, the United States are the most tolerant culture. Like, for example, I mean, can you think of a more oh my God, bro, I can't even.
That's not true.
I think she's rage baiting. Hold on. Do you think like the racism in like various Asian countries is fucking insane? Racism, I'm not super familiar with racism like in Latin American countries, but like I think there's like even like fucking Venezuelans hate like they Peruvians fucking hate Chileans and shit. Like that's the level of it, right? They hate their fellow Latinos of different whatever maybe that's a nationality thing. I don't fucking know. In any case, the fucking if you look at Asian countries, bro, holy shit, dude.
So
Japan,
Filipino.
Japan, Korea, China, they all are like at odds with each other racially.
Okay.
America, I know you maybe don't like America. America is incredibly tolerant.
There are still
Western countries are the least racist countries.
That's
in the
not
world.
true. What the
100%
West
true.
invented racism.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
Hold on. Racism is
Okay, you know what?
what's the word for it? Racism knows no race.
Okay, you know what? I can give you that. I can give you that in the sense that, okay, maybe, but the structural racism that we see today was literally invented by the West in order to propagate an imperialist agenda and to, why are we laughing?
Imperialist agenda.
Okay, like,
What? Okay.
What do you mean what? Do you not know what imperialism is? I can explain that.
Yeah,
to
go
you.
ahead, explain it to me.
You want me to explain what imperialism
Well, what do
is
you
to
mean when you say imperial?
When I say imperialism, I'm talking about the West going into foreign nations and imposing its imperial interest and also imposing capitalism.
Borders don't exist on stolen land.
What are you saying?
Wait, what? So, okay, hold on. We're
That
talking
makes
about like
zero
colonialism
sense right
oh,
now.
my
In this
goodness.
context, this makes no sense.
Well, I mean, it is kind of, there are some corollaries when it comes to immigration, but I won't go down that rabbit hole. But I mean, it's interesting to me. You think it was invented by the evil white man or whatever?
I mean, it was. Do you know what Darwinism is? What was Darwin?
When was Darwin alive? You think Darwin
No, I'm saying
racism only started after Darwin?
Did I say that? I asked you, do you know what Darwin? Okay,
yeah,
well,
I can
explain who Darwin is to you.
Sure, okay, tell me.
So with the modern construction of racism that we see here in America today, a lot of it was propagated by Darwinism, and a lot of the time certain things that were put in the Bible.
Wait, hold on. You do wait, I don't know why you're reverting to this.
Okay.
By the way, honestly, look, you're not going to like this. Islam was spread by the sword. Like that's the genesis of Islam.
So you're just gonna find like the conservative talking point you see online and bring it up.
Islam was literally spread by the sword.
Where does it say that?
What do you mean? All like history books ever, Islam. First,
can
of
you
all,
like cite specifically what part of the text it says? Does it say that in the text?
I'm not an
in
expert
the religious text.
in like
Okay, so
Islamic
so
theology.
if you don't know, then why are we speaking on it?
I can't cite to like the specific.
Okay,
Quran,
but that's the thing, right?
Islam was spread by the sword, and by the way,
and Christianity was spread by the sword. Okay.
Before, look, if somebody in the chat, hold on,
the Crusades.
Let the host finish speaking, please.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Holy glaze.
So before Christendom ever set foot in any Muslim country, there were massive Muslim conquests into there are massive Muslim conquests into Christian nations and Christian territory and Christian countries. So you had, I believe it was the Ottoman Empire reaching, correct me if I'm wrong if it's not the Ottoman Empire, reaching all the way into like Austria, I believe Vienna, right? So this idea that like, by the way, a lot of the Crusades were like, I believe, in response to Islamic aggression.
Sure.
Okay, Spain. Massive, like Spain took centuries to reconquer its land. Spain was Christian. And there were massive Muslim conquests through Northern Europe, into Spain, into Portugal, and then you had it all the way into Vienna, Austria. There were massive amounts of Muslim conquests into Christian territory.
So what's your point here?
My point is this idea that like Christianity is some like warmongering people. A lot of these, you reference the Crusades, a lot of that was in response to the conquests. It was retaking land that was taken from Christendom.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm not a theological expert. This isn't like an area of expertise for me. But like this idea that white people bad and like other nationalities, other groups of people who aren't white haven't like committed atrocities throughout all of history. Like, I don't understand. Is it white people who have always been the ones? Like all these other people are peaceful and and the white man comes in and he just wants war. Or have all civilizations, whether they're white, whether they're Asian, whether they're whatever. The Mongolian conquest, they made it into Europe.
Okay, so
So this idea that like all races besides white people have always been a peaceable people, it's kind of crazy.
So I never said that. I never said that all people have been a peaceable people. What I'm
You said white people
saying,
invented racism.
Okay, so
you think when the Mongolian conquest?
That's not racism.
The Mongolian. Hold on. You think the Mongolian conquest, as they were like scorched?
Okay, can I just
hold on? Let me just finish this. The Mongolian conquest, as they were completely scorching their way through Eurasia, you think that there wasn't like probably some like a racial component to. Well, I don't think. I think it was more conquest related.
Yeah, that's
but
correct.
You think like racism?
Okay, so I don't know why we're going into conquest, and that's not.
Do you think the Mongols didn't like view themselves as like racially superior to like the white tribes and like the? I'm trying to think precisely.
Can I
But like, you don't think they didn't think themselves as like racially supreme or anything like that?
Okay, so we are talking about modern day racism. I don't know if the Mongols felt themselves racially supreme, but that was motivated through conquest, right? Back then it was about garnering land. It wasn't necessarily as much as it wasn't necessarily as much specifically about race. Now, when we're moving into modern day capitalism,
oh boy,
which was invented by the white man.
Hold on.
Oh my God. How are you going to dispute this point? Capitalism was created by the West.
Hold on. What?
Modern day. Why are you confused? Modern day capitalism.
Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, finish your point.
If that's what you're gonna do every time I speak, like I can't have a good faith.
I'm still struggling to really comprehend or wrap my brain around why you think that the Midwest is responsible for racism when we didn't invent slavery.
Wait, hold on. This claim that white people invented capitalism, the Silk Road, they were trading spices. You don't think that there was commerce in like parts of Asia?
Commerce is not capitalism.
I have gold bar. You give me spices.
That's barter.
For gold bar.
Barter.
Oh my God. Okay, then fine. I'm retarded. Explain capitalism to me, and how.
Where did the gold standard come from? I mean, if it's not worth money, if the barter system doesn't correlate to monetary value, then where does that even come from?
So, modern day capitalism is based on colonialism and imperial conquest, okay? So our current system, which is our modern day form of capitalism, is built upon exploiting populations and extracting from those exploited countries that we exploit and taking their resources in order for us to get wealthier. Can we agree upon that?
How are we taking resources from other countries if we're like paying for them?
Oh my God. Exploitation. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I can wrap my head around exploitation.
Okay, so we are paying them. We pay them bare minimum, if not less, like cents for their labor. And then after that, we take those goods that are worth a lot more and we build wealth off of exploiting people.
So I think we can, in our own country, in our own government, we can control minimum wage because that is something that's, it's within our control. But to be able to tell another country, oh, you have to pay your workers so-and-so in order to sell to me.
We don't even pay others the minimum wage.
You're saying that we're taking resources from other countries. Wouldn't other countries be setting the standard for the minimum wage, not us?
So do you not think that we are extracting resources from other countries and exploiting them?
You think we should be offering to compensate them in ways that they aren't asking for?
Okay, that's, yeah.
I just feel like it's basic economic fundamentals,
okay, yeah, that's basic that's exploitation 101, yes.
I just say you don't know how economy works. Economics.
I'm not gonna clear, like, I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna have this. If clearly you believe, like, okay, if there are certain people we can just if we're not legally mandated to pay the minimum wage, we don't have to. And like that is exploitation.
Okay.
Textbook definition.
All right. So what are we going to do about it? What can we do about it?
At least pay the people that are working in the foreign countries that we're exploiting a minimum wage.
But other countries don't have like the same dollar value that we do either. So you have to think about that.
Okay.
I'll move it off of this, but